Does anyone like handheld, delicious snackage?
This guy does.
Yeah.
We've got for you a Vietnamese bakery staple called Patê Sô.
Patê Sô!
They're delicious. Perfect for parties, perfect for snacks, perfect for anything.
Any time of the day.
They're like little meat pockets.
Yeah. Like a little hot pocket? No, but a meat pocket? Meat pie?
Yeah.
Something like that. Regardless, enjoy. You're gonna love it. Start by getting some of your cut work out of the way. Here, we're doing half of a yellow/brown onion. Mince it up. Fun fact of the day. Did you know that onions are the most delicious thing on the planet?
Even though they make him cry, he still insists they're his favorite.
Look, the best things in life bring tears to your eyes.
Now you're going to take that diced onion and put it in a bowl.
We're trying to get away from plastic, so you might notice that we're using more of these metal or glass bowls in our cooking these days.
Now to that, you're going to add 1 pack of ground pork, and that's just 1 pound.
We like to get ours from Trader Joe's. It's somewhat lean, but also very affordable, our favorite kind.
And it's, I think, really good tasting. And then add 1 teaspoon of salt.
Here comes 1 teaspoon of garlic powder.
Now add 1 teaspoon of white pepper.
And the final ingredient for this easy mix is going to be 2 teaspoons of fish sauce.
Now you're just going to mix this up. I would do it with a glove because it is kind of rather potent.
But as you can see, the mix is so easy, and we love making easy dishes that taste delicious, and our friends love to have it.
And make sure maybe you do it in a little bit of a bigger bowl than this one, because not impossible, but it was a little tricky in this size bowl.
You don't want some of that to splash out on you.
You really want to make sure you get a good mix, because I have gone through before where I found little bits that were still kind of just pink. You could tell that it wasn't marinated.
You can see Yumi's technique right here for mixing and everything up. What's your style of doing it, or tell us about maybe a way to improve how we mix it. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Now it's time to get out your puff pastry. If you bought the frozen kind like I did from Trader Joe's, you want to make sure you take it out probably overnight the night before, so that it kind of defrosts slowly and it doesn't melt.
In the fridge.
Correct. Now, this was the first time that I rolled out the puff pastry on our wooden cutting board. I would not suggest doing that. I would do it on your kitchen counter, or like a not a wood cutting board that absorbs liquids. But we roll ours out probably maybe about an extra half size that it comes in, so that we get a little bit of a thinner pastry in our meat pockets.
We should mention that your meat should be marinating for at least an hour. Sometimes we even leave it overnight.
Now right here I'm cutting up the rolled out pastry dough into 4x4 squares. I will say the time that I did after this, I did it with a pizza roller, way easier than cutting it with a knife.
This time what you see is we cut it into symmetrical pieces. In subsequent times when we did make Patê Sô, we actually made them asymmetric so that you have a small piece and a large piece to be the top.
Now we just mixed up a whole egg that's gonna be our binder and sealer, and now we're spooning on the meat mixture onto half of the pieces.
We used to tell people to scoop about a tablespoon of meat, but we realized that we could put more on there. So really what you're gonna do is add enough meat so that you'll still have a little border to put the egg wash around.
And don't pile it too high because you do have to get your top piece on top to seal. Now you could use a brush to seal like we are, or you can use your fingers, whatever you want to do. Now what I used to do, because the square for the top was the same size, I would stretch it out with my hands so that it was a little bit larger and had room for the dome of meat. Now I cut my pieces a little bit larger for half of it so that it's a little bit easier to put on top.
Yeah, sometimes we think about it as covering the meat top like with a big blanket. Here's a fun part. Take a fork and go around the border like this. This helps seal everything together.
Kinda like you would a pie crust.
There we go. Tap, 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 tap.
Now after that, you want to do your egg wash on top. And this one's probably easier to do with the brush, for sure. And then after you egg wash, you're gonna cut a slit in each of them. It can just be a little one so that it can vent a little as it's baking.
Sometimes we do an X, sometimes we do a couple of parallel lines. It's up to you. Just don't make it too big. Oh, this is the exciting part. When these come out looking golden and crispy and smelling good, man, you can't help yourself. I've certainly burned my mouth a few times trying to eat one immediately.
Now for that meat portion, you're gonna want 3 rolls of puff pastry. So that's a box and a half at Trader Joe's.
We hope you enjoy yourself some Patê Sô. Our girl Christy says these are dangerous and she can't get enough either.
If you like our content, like and subscribe.